You are standing in the sun-drenched forum, in the very heart of ancient Rome, in the year 67 AD. The crowd around you buzzes like a disturbed beehive, but your attention is fixed on the procession moving slowly through the throng. In the lead are legionaries in armor, polished to a brilliant shine, and behind them is him, Nero, the emperor. A wave of excited whispers ripples through the crowd as he passes, but it is not admiration. It is a mixture of fear, disgust, and morbid curiosity. You feel a shiver run down your spine. Beside him, showered in jewels, in silks that shimmer with all the colors of the rainbow, walks she, a young woman of astonishing beauty. But this beauty is as if carved from marble, cold and intimidating. Something about her face seems wrong, unnatural. It is then that you hear a whisper behind you, quiet but distinct, like a snake hissing by your ear. Sporus. Remember Sporus. An icy terror seizes your limbs. You know the truth, the horrible, unbelievable truth that people try not to speak aloud. The woman beside the most powerful man in the world was once a boy named Sporus. And what Nero did to him. This is not just a story of Roman excess. It is a story of how absolute power corrupts, how love turns to obsession, grief to madness, and a human being into a living doll, molded by the whims of a tyrant. The name Sporus may be unfamiliar to you, but you feel this story seeping under your skin, poisoning your blood. Remember how it all began. Nero was not born a monster. When he ascended to the throne at the age of 16, Rome held its breath, anticipating a golden age. He lowered taxes, hosted lavish festivities, and even took to the stage himself, charming the people with his talent. But absolute power is a poison that slowly corrodes the soul. By 65 AD, something in the emperor's mind had broken. Perhaps it was the paranoia, gnawing at him from within, the realization that everyone around him coveted his throne. Perhaps it was the loneliness, the unbearable burden of power when no one dares to contradict, no one dares to say no. Or maybe it was all about Poppaea Sabina. Her name sounded like music, and her beauty was as blinding as the sun. She was everything Nero thought he was looking for in a woman. Beautiful, intelligent, ambitious. She flattered his ego, shared his thirst for glory. But Poppaea was not just a beautiful toy. She had ice-cold political blood in her veins. She could be a loyal ally or a deadly enemy. You see her for the first time. Poppaea. You are married to Octavia, the emperor's daughter. A cold marriage. Politics. Poppaea is different, the complete opposite. Octavia is a quiet shadow. Poppaea is an explosion of light. Octavia avoids gazes. Poppaea bathes in them. A scandal. Rome gossips. But this is more than infidelity. It is obsession. Your obsession, not beauty, consumption. Even your advisors recoil. Rage, a flash. Men are looking. For too long. You see it. Your blood boils. Guards around her, ostensibly for protection. It's control. Every step. Yours. Gifts. India. Silk. Arabia. The treasury empties. You don't care. Nothing is too much. Reality. You change it. A divorce. Octavia is cast aside. Your supporters are in shock. You don't give a damn. A wedding. Imperial. Lavish. Unprecedented devotion. Your devotion. You must show it. To everyone. And to her. Marriage is not enough. You cannot get enough. Isolation. Family. Friends. Gone. Only those who owe you everything. Slaves. Portraits. Sculptures. Dozens. Everywhere. In public. In your chambers. Her image. Always. Even when she is not there. You watch. For hours. As she goes about her day. Breathes. Lives. Simply exists. For you, this is not love. It is possession. She is not a person. She is an object, a beautiful one. Yours, only yours. For your pleasure and yours alone. You feel it, the heat, the desire, the ownership, everything. Now, you see how she plays the game. Poppaea is clever, you can't deny that. She understands the power her beauty gives her, reinforced by Nero's obsession. Power, but also risk. You feel yourself weaving a web. Supporters, family, a defense against the day his feelings might fade. But there is this stubbornness in you, not fear. Others at court have learned to anticipate his moods. You have not. You argue about politics, his mediocre poems, his foolish antics on stage. You mock them if you feel it's necessary. Noise, voices arguing, shouting over one another, the rustle of clothes, the clank of bracelets. That day, in the year 65, historians debate the details, but the outcome is the same. A quarrel, a typical domestic scene. The races, the theatre, it doesn't matter. You feel him losing control, and it haunts him, always. Words strike like whips. You say he cares more about his image than about you, about the child. You feel the weight inside you, the pregnancy, the stress is crushing. You can't stand his madness, not anymore. Then, darkness, the arguments of historians, the whispers behind your back, but you feel it, the rage, a blow, or a kick, to the stomach. One or many. You don't remember. You feel the blood flowing onto the marble, the cold of the stone. Darkness, silence. Imagine it. The realization hits you like a tsunami. You are Nero, the man whose words make 30 legions tremble, whose anger decides fates, who is worshipped as a god in the eastern lands. And you have destroyed her, Poppaea. The only thing that mattered, she is dead because of you. You throw yourself at her body. Her skin is cold beneath your fingers. You whisper, you scream, you beg for forgiveness. Live. Your imperial voice, commanding even death itself. You summon the physicians. You promise gold, mountains of gold, for her life. You threaten torture, a hell on earth, if they fail. But it is useless. She is gone. Along with the child, your heir, your future. Something inside you breaks. It cracks, shatters, and turns to dust. Grief? No, this is madness. A complete psychotic break. You refuse to burn her. You will not dare. You have her body embalmed. You build a tomb, more lavish than those for the gods. You declare her a goddess. You create a cult in her name. Days and nights, you talk to her. You tell her about Rome, about your plans, about your love, as if she can hear, as if she can answer. The court is frozen in terror. They walk on tiptoe. They speak of Poppaea in the present tense. They leave her place at the table empty. They are afraid to even look in your direction. Exile. Death. That is what awaits those who dare to remind you of reality. And it is then that you notice him. Sporus. He's about 14 or 15. A slave. Now a freedman. Raised in the palace. Educated. Being prepared for service. A privilege. Yes. But at what cost? He owes you everything. Entirely. You can elevate him. You can destroy him. On a whim, without trial, without mercy. He is nothing. Just a pawn in your game. And he doesn't yet know what awaits him. He's walking straight into a nightmare. It is not your intellect that makes you special. Not your skills. It is your face. Everyone around whispers about it. The ancient voices from the scrolls, the hushed tones of the servants, even the look in Nero's eyes, they all see her. Poppaea. In you. Your eyes, they say they are an exact copy. The delicate features of your face, as if an imprint of her beauty. In Rome, they believe that physical resemblance is the key to a spiritual connection. You are an almost supernatural reflection. Nero sees you for the first time after her death. In his eyes, there is a broken light. Something clicks painfully in his mind. There, a chance to fix it, to bring her back. You are her ghost, resurrected. There is just one detail. You are a man, but for him a god on a throne. This is merely a frustrating inconvenience. What follows will be a sophisticated form of torture. Nero will not simply order you to wear women's clothing. He will decide to destroy you forever. The physicians, the best in Rome, their faces are tense, frightened. The emperor's command to change you, to make you a woman. This is not just mutilation. It is the erasure of you as a man, as a person. The surgery, dangerous, unbearable, irreversible. Death from infection, from blood loss, is common. But even if you survive, you will be broken forever. Your body disfigured, your soul scorched. You will never know the joy of fatherhood, never build a family. You are not a man, you are nothing. The palace, the rooms prepared for this ceremony. The stone is cold against your back. The air smells of fear and medicine. The instruments, primitive, crude, they gleam in the dim torchlight. The pain, it will last for hours. The screams, no one will hear them. Guards hold you down, tightly. Their hands are like steel vices. The physicians approach. Their faces are impassive masks. You know, it's over. You woke up, not right away. First, a dull pain that pierced every bone. Then, the awareness. Weeks, months. Time had lost all meaning since Nero. And now, a new blow. As cold as a gladiator's blade. He's marrying you. A dry, animalistic scream forms in your throat, but your lips are sealed by fear. Rome gasped. But did Rome ever mean anything to Nero? The preparations. Endless, cloying months steeped in the scent of incense and fear. The empire's resources drain into this abyss, into your new identity. You are to be called Sabina, the name of the late empress. The servants' lips whisper as they lead you to the chambers where you will be prepared. For what? For the death of your former self. Silk burns your skin. The imperial seamstresses, like spiders, weave a cocoon of fabric to hide your shoulders, your chest. They seek ways to emphasize curves that aren't there, to hide the angles that betray you. Jewels, heavy, cold, they weigh down your neck, your fingers, Poppeia's stones. You feel her breath in every gleam, every reflection. They are forcing you to replace her, to forget yourself. Kohl, rouge, powder. The makeup artist's fingers glide across your face, erasing you layer by layer. Your eyes must seem larger, your cheeks pinker, your chin softer. This is not makeup. It is a ritualistic murder. Hair. It is cut, curled, tortured with hot irons, for hours. Servants tug, pull, and whisper curses. In the mirror is a stranger's face, framed by a stranger's curls. Gait, gestures, gaze. You are taught to be a woman, how to hold your hands, how to place your feet, how to adjust the folds of your dress. Grace, not strength. Lightness, not confidence. Your voice, the most terrifying part. It betrays you. Hoarse, low, it won't obey. You try to speak higher, softer, to use words that are foreign to you, but your tongue feels like a stone in your mouth. Your voice is you, and it is the first thing they take from you. Mirrors, damned mirrors. In each one, a stranger's face pretends to be yours. A stranger stares back, mockingly copying your movements. Inside, there is you. Inside, there is a scream, but on the outside, only a full smile, stretched like a string about to snap. Lessons, a woman's lessons. Every gesture, every word is like a hammer blow to what remains of you. Your identity crumbles, turning to dust under the weight of another's will. You are clay in the hands of a madman. Jewelry, cold stones, dead metal. They once belonged to her. Now they are your prison. Every gem is a link in the chain binding you to this role, a role you did not choose. Ever. Spring of 67. Religious festivals. The weight, the crushing weight of the inevitable. Nero spares no expense. An imperial wedding, the greatest emperor, history, blood, the palace, the largest hall, imported flowers, the smell of foreign earth, of death, thousands of oil lamps, the heat, clammy fear on your skin, music, false wedding songs, servants, wine, delicacies, the taste of ash in your mouth, a normal imperial wedding. So it seems from the outside. But those who know, they see the horror, unprecedented, disturbing, the most powerful man in the world, marrying you, a surgically altered boy, dressed as a dead woman. The rituals, the vows, the joining of hands, the cold of a stranger's hand in yours, the sacred bread, crumbs stick in your throat, the legal documents, a signature, blood. It is official. The guests, not actors. Congratulations. Expensive gifts. Joy, a sham. The atmosphere is saturated with horror, fascination, nervous tension. The feeling of participating in something deeply wrong. After. You are the empress, your own staff of servants, your own chambers, your own income. Luxury, a facade. The price is your complete erasure, a constant performance. Psychological annihilation. You are no one. You are her. Forever. You are Poppaea. Your name is spoken. Again. Nero says it with a breathy reverence, like a prayer. Poppaea. In the mirror is a stranger's face, whitened, rouged, bound in silk and jewels. Not yours. It never was. Fear, a clammy, cold fear, soaks every cell of your body. One wrong word, one wrong gesture, and it will all come crashing down, and you with it. Poppaea, do you remember the rose garden in Antium? How we walked there while I wrote my poems. Roses, Antium, poems. You must remember. You are Poppaea. Remember. Of course, Nero. I remember every petal, every sound of your lyre. Your voice trembles. You feel sweat trickle down your back, seeping under the corset. It worked. He is pleased. For a moment, his mad eyes grow warm. At night, there are nightmares. The rooms are filled with statues and portraits of the real Poppaea. She looks at you with reproach, with contempt. You are a usurper. Every morning is a new humiliation, pulling on someone else's skin, someone else's memories, becoming the shadow of a shadow. 2 years, 2 years of hell, pretending to be a dead woman. But this is not the end. Ahead lies Greece, ships, sails, the salt wind on your face. But instead of freedom, there are only new chains. Nero raves about his triumph, about laurel wreaths. You are his trophy. Imagine, Greek aristocrats, their haughty glares, full of disgust and curiosity. They look at you as if you were a strange beast, a jester, the emperor of Rome, a madman dragging a boy in disguise behind him and demanding worship. Laughter behind your back, whispers, you are a laughingstock, but you cannot show it. You are Poppaea, the empress. Smile, nod, pretend, until you break, until you die. The year 68 AD. Nero's excesses have poisoned the Roman establishment to its core. Revolts flare up like wildfires, engulfing the empire. Governors, weary and scornful of his madness and neglect, raise their banners. The praetorians, their silence is louder than thunder. The Senate delivers its verdict. Enemy of the state. You flee Rome with Nero. A small handful of supporters is all that remains, and you, Sporus, a living reminder of Poppaea, his obsession. A villa outside the city is a cage, a waiting room, salvation, captivity. Nero paces, making plans, grandiose, absurd. He prepares for suicide as if for a theatrical performance. The news arrives. The enemy is near. The choice is made. Death, not capture. A blade glints in the dim light, and you are vulnerable. A symbol of a madman's reign. A valuable prize, a dangerous burden. You are a political pawn. Property. Nymphidius. Sabinus seizes you. Then Otho. Then Vitellius. And each one is like Nero. The dresses. The name, Poppaea, like a brand on your skin. Under Vitellius, the nightmare reaches its peak. The Colosseum. The crowd roars. A reenactment. Mythological scenes. Violence. Humiliation. You are a beast in the arena. Sexual slavery. Put on public display. The gazes of thousands. Sticky. Greedy. But a choice remains yours. The only one. Truly yours. Poison. The year 69. AD. You are barely 20. Death is freedom. The end of a grotesque theatre. The story is a cautionary tale. Of power, absolute and corrupting. Of the price of imperial excess. A human life. But the historians, they see you only as a symbol. A symbol of decay. Not a person. You are stripped of everything. Not just a body, ravaged by lust and power, but the right to a name, to a past, to a future. From the day Nero's gaze fell upon you, you ceased to be yourself. You were Poppaea, his Poppaea, a canvas on which he painted his mad fantasies. Every look, every touch, every word, all of it was alien, imposed, burning away your essence. In the mirror, you do not see yourself. You see the ghost of an empress, woven from silk, jewels, and another's will. The smile you offer the world is a mask hiding a gaping void within. But even in this hell, in the deepest despair, a spark smoulders. The spark of your soul, your true, unconquered self. And here it is, the moment of truth. The blade is cold against your skin. The metal smells of death and liberation. Fear? Yes. But that fear is merely a shadow compared to the unbearable pain that has haunted you all your life. You close your eyes. There is a ringing in your ears, a bitterness in your throat, but in your heart, a strange silence. This is not defeat. This is triumph. Your final act, the only choice you had left, death. And in this death lies your victory. Everything you knew is gone, as if it never was. Dreams crumbled to dust, hopes drowned in wine and blood. But you remember. You must remember. A boy turned into an empress, a toy in the hands of a madman, a victim who rose up against his executioner. Your story is not just a page in a textbook. It is a scream lost in time. A scream about cruelty and resilience, about the right to be oneself. And in that scream is the echo of your life, the echo of your death, the echo of your freedom.